What is happening, party people? Kenpachi Yu-Gi-Oh! Coming at you with a Magic the Gathering focus video. I went drafting with my friend Ross, who you guys can catch on Twitch TV. He does a lot of Destiny 2 content, and I'll make sure to put his link in the description. I went undefeated in the draft. I believe he went 2-1, so I think he got second or third. It was a great showing for both of us. He pulled the Mythic Rare Urza. I pulled 2 Mythics and a valuable rare out of my draft. Or not out of my draft, out of my winnings. And in my draft, I got a foil rare that I thought was really cool. Turns out it's not worth that much, but we'll get there when we get there. This is my deck that went undefeated. Figured I would share a little bit. 2 recruitment officers. Anyone familiar with the limited format of Brothers War, which I am not. This is a soldier, and soldiers matter. All I saw was 1 mana, 2/1 ability to look for creatures, so I snapped 2 of them up. Never saw any more soldier synergy within the draft. Lay down arms. Exile a creature with mana value less than or equal to the number of planes you control, and they gain 3 life. As close as you're going to get to Swords to Plowshares in any format, especially limited, that's really good. Lauren's Escape. Target artifact creature gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Scry 1. There's a lot of expensive artifacts in this deck and creatures, and you want them to survive. And this is just 1 mana, get out of jail free card. Soul Partition. Exile a target non-land permanent. As long as it remains exiled, the owner can play it, and the spell cast by an opponent costs 2 more. So this can either save your dude and you recast it later, or get rid of your opponent's problem and they have to pay more to cast it. Recommission. Return target non-artifact or creature, value 3 or less. If it's a creature, it gets +1/+1. Not a whole lot of targets in this deck, but basically it's just creature revival for 2 mana. And it gives it a +1/+1 counter. Disenchant. Not reading this card. This is mandatory if you are drafting it. Pick this card up. If it's in your colors, cool. If it's not in your colors, splash white. MVP of the deck right here. Repair and recharge. Return an artifact, enchantment, or planeswalker from the graveyard to the battlefield. And you get a tapped Power Stone, which taps for mana for anything. It can be for anything except non-artifact spells. This just revives your biggest dude in the grave. It's that easy. Bring it back. Start swinging. Mass Production. 4 dudes for 6 mana. Sorcery speed. Pretty good and limited. 2 Burning Razor Maws. When they die, you mill 4. So the whole idea is put big dude in the graveyard. Get big dude out of the graveyard. Wasteful Harvest. Mill 5 and put one of those permanent cards among them into your hand. Just basically another copy of Razor Maw, except it digs 1 more and it does not have a butt. Fog of War. Prevent all damage from anybody with 3 power or less, and you gain a life for each creature on the battlefield. It basically, as long as you're not dead, this deck will come back. So you play a few cards that are just not dead. We're moving on to the Artifact Creature Suite. Swiftgear Drake. 2/4 Flying Haste, and when it enters the battlefield, you can put a card from the graveyard to the bottom of your library. So it can either be hate towards your opponent's stuff, or recycle a card you want at the end of the game, or shuffling. Mishra's Juggernaut. 5/3 Trample, has to attack, and it unearths for 6 with a red. There is no red mana in this deck except for 1 card, and it comes up a lot. But you'll see when we get there. Cradle Clear Cutter. Say that one 5 times fast. It's either a 1/3 with Prototype for 3, or it's a 3/6 for 6, and it taps for green equal to its power. Mana Dork, but also decently sized machine. Boulder Branch Golem. Proto for 3/3, or the real deal, 6/5 for 7. When it enters, you gain life equal to its power. That comes up a lot, actually. Whether you're just splashing it down for a 3/3 to gain 3, or late game when you splash it and gain 6, that turns a lot of heads. Iron Claw Crusher, the 2/5, or more modestly the 4/6. When it attacks, another creature gets his power. which is very, very useful, especially if you're combining that with the flyer, where most of the time he's not going to get blocked, and if he is, not favorably. MVP of the whole day, this won every single game. Suchi Cave Guard, Vigilance in Ward 4, meaning if they want to target this with a spell or ability, they have to pay 4 more mana. And you just go 8, 8, 8, 8, dead. Here's the card I thought was like really, really cool, but it's only worth like $1.25. Gilded Lotus. This propels you from 5 mana, which is not enough to cast most of these, to 8 mana, meaning you can cast everything in your deck. And it also turns on the 2 off-color cards in the deck, one of them being the Juggernaut and another one coming up soon. Pristine Talisman, tap, gain a life, add mana. Mana rocks are very good in this deck. This card actually never resolved. It got countered the one time I tried to play it. Semblance Anvil. You imprint a card from your hand, non-land card when it comes in, and anything that shares a type with that card, so if you exile an artifact creature, your artifacts and creatures both cost 2 less to cast. Really good. Dredging Claw. This thing is really cool. Equip creature is +1/+1/+1 has Menace, which is can't be blocked except for 2 or more creatures. And when a creature enters from the enters the battlefield from the graveyard, you can just put it on it for free. It also equips for 1 and a black. No black sources except for Gilded Lotus, which that's all you need. Supply Drop just kind of rounds out. It was an artifact. I needed basically a 40th card. Flash, when it comes in, something gets +2/+2, and you pay 4, tap and sack, and it draws a card. It's basically just the poor man's Mind Stone. The only non-basic in the deck. That guy's Dig Site. Pay 3 and tap the Surveil 1. It feeds the graveyard for what you want. Oh, excuse me. Or you just mill card you don't want in the graveyard. And we go to the basics. What we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 forests. Okay, only 16 lands, but I figured we were ambitious enough to get there, and I mean, I went undefeated with it, so. As for the prizes, I got me a handy-dandy arena code, Diabolic Intent, Mishra's Bauble, Astral Cornucopia, Foil, Tocasia's Welcome. I pulled an Underground River in my packs, and also not in the pool anymore because I traded them in for other stuff. Let me get the camera. Pulled a Week in the Woods, $22 Mythic. And I also pulled a foil Heliod Suncrowned, around $20. And of course, who could forget? All the bulk. Thank you guys for watching this video of me ramble for a little bit. I'm hoping to be drafting a little bit more. Since they're on Wednesdays, I don't really have anything in particular to do those days after I do what I got to do. Let me know if you want more draft recaps, maybe draft strategy videos. I've been playing a lot online. I might actually, once I can figure out some kind of more permanent camera setup or a way to record my screen, I might start doing like arena drafts, post them on here so you guys can yell at me at how bad my draft picks are, or wow, that shouldn't have happened, or holy crap, what did he pull there? Spoiler, for an upcoming video, I have 100 Pokemon Online packs. I am going to open some portion of them. It could be one. It could be all of them. Somewhere in between. I'm not sure. Leave a comment down below how many times or how many packs you think I should open. Thanks for watching my little rambling video. I'm looking forward to keeping playing card games and posting on here and see what you guys think. I don't know how to end videos. Bye.